Welcome to another video, and hopefully another waffle free video, and I think I'm going to enjoy this one. Now I don't have any social medias other than YouTube, so I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on any of these, but in the past I've been on them all, and it's taught me a lot about who I don't want to be, what I don't want to become, how I don't want to spend my life, how I don't want to invest my time. And the reason that I'm saying here that social media is destroying your life is because social media was a big factor, contributing factor, I believe, as to why I became depressed. And that's because you see everybody out there apparently living their best life, when really behind the curtain, I don't believe that that's the case at all. And the reason that I say that with confidence is because that was me. And one thing that I'd also say, just before I actually share this story, is it's a very fair few people who are actually living the life, this enjoyable life that you see on these Instagram accounts, on these Facebook accounts, on any of these social media accounts that make it look like they're living the best life that you've ever seen. And really a lot of people are in this fake it till you make it. Because if you actually have a look at these accounts, and again I know this because this was me and I actually studied this stuff, a lot of this is actually people who are just trying to do business. And if you look into this a little bit further, I can guarantee you, look at these accounts of people who look like they're living the best life ever and everything's happy and everything smiles. You don't even have to delve too deep into their account to find a website where they're probably trying to sell you something on how you can live an unbelievable life just like them. And that's why I say most of the accounts out there are a load of waffle. Hopefully the complete opposite to what this YouTube channel is supposed to represent. And a lot of the stuff that I'm sharing, I have shared and I'm going to share, is speaking from my own experiences, because I've made a lot of mistakes in the past and I've been one of these wafflers. And that's how I know now that I can speak and share this with you guys openly and honestly, because I was that person. And I now know that it's actually extremely damaging to people. And the reason that I say this to you is because I had a LinkedIn account, and this was about maybe 7-8 years ago now, when LinkedIn just started going through the social sharing stage. They basically introduced social sharing just like Facebook and the other ones, which allows your content to go viral. And I jumped on that early on because I was running a business called We Are Entrepreneurs, an entrepreneurship business, which fortunately didn't succeed. And I was posting on LinkedIn, and you can see on my LinkedIn that I posted stupid stuff like about my old boss. Thanks for the motivation, Sean. Just about to expand internationally, and all this kind of rubbish. And I basically was in that fake it till you make it attitude, because that's what some of the coaches teach you that you need to do. And that's what most of them are also doing. And that's why you see a lot of them, you see that fancy car and that Ferrari and that Lamborghini that they're posing next to, Ty Lopez and all of these people. If you actually look, they kept the receipts for those because they're rented and they'll claim tax back on them. So it's not even their cars anyway, just like it's not their house that they're standing behind. It's not their pool either that they're diving into and swimming around. It's probably not even the girlfriend, probably rented them out, to be fair. I literally had millions of views on my LinkedIn posts, and quite a few of them went viral. And you know, the sad thing is I had people messaging me asking for jobs and stuff like this. And you know the true tragedy of the situation, I was fucking broke myself and the business was struggling. But what you can do is just create a social media account. You can learn a bit of copyright in some persuasive language, and then you can speak, showcase as if you are the next big thing. But really behind the curtain, you are a failure and you're not happy and you're on your way to depression, just like what happened to me. And you know what? I'm pleased that it did, because it allowed me to, one, get a slap round the face, to realise that you're not this person, you're not who you think you are, and you don't even want to be this person. But also it allowed me to stop heading in the wrong direction. And you know, with social media and stuff, you know, when they created these platforms, literally had meetings as to how they could basically connect this to releasing dopamine, which obviously ultimately you get addicted to. It's that feeding frenzy of dopamine. So when you get likes, and this is why you're checking your phone all the time and you're looking at this kind of stuff, oh my god, I've got another like, look, I've got another comment, it makes you feel good. That's because your brain's releasing dopamine. So quite literally, you are addicted to social media because you're addicted to that feeling. And when you step away from all of that, like I said, this is in my past. The only thing now I have is YouTube, and that's to share really with people and to try and actually help people to hopefully not follow in the same footsteps that I have, and to actually share some truth in life, because a lot of the stuff that I've learned is from the mistakes that I've made, and hopefully you cannot do what I've done. And also, I want to be a good person. I want to help people. I want to be kind. And I think it took me getting to the dark depths of becoming depressed and having nothing for it to humble me. And it allowed me to shake off that bullshit and start again. So be careful with social media, because it's a dangerous game. And just remember, the people who created this literally created this to get you addicted to it. And it succeeded, because look, it's a worldwide pandemic and we don't even realise it because everyone accepts it. And if everyone accepts it and everyone does it, then well, it doesn't matter, does it? If the person to your right is on their phone, person to your left is on their phone. I was in London and you see people now, it's fucking tragic. You go on the tube and all you see is a bunch of zombies just looking down the phone like this. Imagine if you could go back 20, 30 years and you'd go on a tube and the people reading newspapers or speaking to each other or reading a book. Now you just see that these companies have succeeded. They've got the world addicted to their product and they've made billions out of you being addicted, out of us being addicted. So cut back from the nonsense. If you do it to learn or in other ways, then great. But if you don't, and you're one of these people that's endlessly scrolling, or you're one of these people that are looking up to these people who look like they're living the best life ever, remember my story. That you could have read my posts and seen that I had millions of views, fucking 10,000 and odd likes, one of the things I had on LinkedIn. People commenting, sending me private messages, asking for jobs, asking about success and stuff like this. But behind that LinkedIn page was a failing businessman that was on his way to depression. And if you knew that, I don't think you'd have really looked up to me and sent me those messages and asked me those questions. And a lot of the accounts that you see out there are trying to pull the wool over your eyes, trying to sell you something so they can actually become wealthy, selling bullshit until they actually make it. And the sad thing is, a lot of people, they do buy into this bullshit, and a few of these people, they become wealthy. That's what's even worse about it. So be careful with social media, because well, it's not as it appears. I'll see you on the next video on YouTube, because you won't see me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn anymore. And if you look at the link in the description, you'll see you get 20% off my next course. That was a joke. I promise you, I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to sell you anything other than the truth. See you on the next video. Stay social media free if it's pulling you into a trap and it's not who you want to be.